cosplay world, we are back with another con or bust, and I'm using the same velvet thumbnails I did for last week, which is something I don't like to do. I like to mix it up, even though I've been kind of swapping back and forth between Mercy and Velvet, which has been my main project. So the reason for this is this week was, aside from everything else I'm talking about, the beginning of a project which is an NDA. And so, as the non-disclosure agreement entails, I can't really tell you about it. I may not even be able to tell you that I made it once it's actually in use. But those are the terms of the contract, and that just is how it goes. So sorry if I'm using the same thumbnail as before, but yeah. gotta pay bills and such and so forth. Okay, so in the last con or bust, we were getting ready for Kitsune-con, Kuroshi-con, something, a small college con in the middle of Illinois. And the goal was to get the Velvet to a serviceable condition. And we were successful. Even though it didn't have all the details we needed, you could go to the con and technically get away with it, and it would resemble the character. However, definitely not up to my standards as far as quality and craftsmanship are concerned. I am now, at this point on Friday, pretty happy with. There's a few details I can, of course, pick at, but they're pretty minor, and otherwise everything's riveted and glued and sewn together. Boom. We have to go in and fit the thigh straps and then the leg armor to make sure that they properly fit. But I'm waiting till tomorrow when my assistant comes in and actually fit it to her. Sorry. So that's pretty much done. Things like adding texture and adding varnish and finishing edges is all that it really needed, and that's what I've done in the past week. Except for Tuesday, in which the lady or customer in which my Mercy is being made for came in for a full fitting and contesting and all of those good things to make sure that once she does walk away with the costume, that it works well, it takes con damage, and she knows how to use the costume and how to wear it. So she spent most of the day in at least half of it, at least in the armor and in the bodice and things like that. We were working on making sure all the strapping works and all the mechanical pieces fit and everything was the right size. And I believe at the end of the day we came away with two major things that need to be fixed. One, the halo needs more support, so I'm going to be adding some wig combs in there to fit into her hair and that'll allow her to bear more weight and it'll sit better. The other thing was the fins on the hips needed more support. They were kind of too dangly and came off, and so I'm going to be working to replace the backing fabric, and it looks nicer and will perform better at the convention. But the bulk of the day was making things that otherwise would be a pain in the butt to fit, like all of the things around the neck and then the things on the arms, so that they fit basically. But well, maybe not. I think we also spent quite a lot of time on the strapping system and making sure that everything bears weight correctly and everything sits on there. Additionally, I do like for my armor to be able to be satin, and so we were working on that and making sure that she knew that she could like undo a bit of the elastic around the waist for the front panel and kind of open it up like a port and sit down. Additionally, the wings can totally be turned upside down, and you don't need to take them off if you want to sit in a chair. You just have to reach back and kind of spin around, and they'll be high enough to where they don't interfere with the back of the seat, or most back of the seats. If you got like a big old like 8-foot medieval back chair thing, I can't help you there. Just use your best judgment. Don't sit on those chairs. No good for you. But also generally practice being in it and making sure that it was comfortable and easy to get around in. And I'm pretty happy with it. I took a few pictures, and aside from right now more paint detailing I'm pretty good. I think also the back of the leg has a foam panel, allows you to get in and out of it. And that needs extensions too. But otherwise, most of the details are totally done, and I'm really working on the fine details. That is going off to C2E2, and I hope she enjoys. I think she's gonna come in this Wednesday for a final fitting and make sure that everything is perfect before she goes off and enjoys herself at the convention. The Velvet is also going to be heading off to C2E2 as well, and she'll be in here on Saturday to pick it up. I usually have her come in, we do more videos and uploads and things like that, but I don't know if there's going to be enough time. We might just have to delay it, or I'll have her do something else in that time, because life happens, you know. She's got a new job and new hours, and we're just going to have to work stuff out. Also, you know, I do want her to get to conventions to have fun time too. Bam. But that's just how it goes. A friend of hers is coming in for today to help with her Lucio, and that's probably going to be at C2E2. That's entirely up to him. I'm only doing work with these shirts as far as I know, and he's going to be helping me out with my very obvious cleaning issues. So, if you guys don't know, my crafting room and my shop room is getting kind of messy. So, in exchange for me helping out and printing out a few things and working on his costume, he's going to be helping me clean up. Generally, I think the trades for helping me out and making things for people has been working out. But if I can manage it, after C2E2, almost all of my major projects are done, and I can take a little bit of breather. I'll still obviously be working on stuff, but I'll be able to take a little bit of breather and actually clean my goddamn house. One of the biggest frustrations was finding a actually clean place to sit Mercy while the white paint cures and dries. And between cat hair and my belt sander dust, it was pretty rough. I think I did cover this when I was saying, yeah, I'm fighting with the paint. So I'm happy that I'll have enough time to actually clean it out. And then, you know, work on the Reggies, get those out of the door too. And that's still on the table. Otherwise, it's prepping for ASIN and make sure everything's in a row for that as well, which is also stuff I've been working on, and I can't talk about because it's all disclosure bullshit too. As for me, I'll think about working on a cosplay for myself, but otherwise I'm continuing work on the website and making sure everything's good. After my experience working with these people I can do custom fittings with, I'm gonna try to, as much as possible, get people to come in for fittings, because the quality is just so much higher. Now, I have for years been sending off full sets of armor and props and costumes and things like that. But once I can get a hold of somebody, the craftsmanship is definitely a step up. And I think I'm going to pull away from international shipping, because if you guys don't know, international shipping is risky. If they want to open your box at customs, there's nothing that's going to stop them. And if they don't get it packed up correctly, who knows what can happen to it, right? Additionally, everyone knows what shipping is like with the various carriers. And custom works, even if you insure them, are difficult to replace. I've been getting enough local work that I'm able to kind of pass on the things that are more risky to send out, and being able to actually fit people once again is very nice. I'm very happy with it. I'm looking forward to even getting pictures of the entire costume in use, which is so much nicer than my usual pile of armor or a costume on a mannequin. So I'm also extremely happy with that. But it is taking a lot of work to build up that clientele, and if I don't get the local work, I might go back to taking more international stuff. It's not that big a deal when you're doing something like a prop or segmented armor pieces where jointing is as much of an issue. But having a full armor set, I guarantee you, would fit so much nicer if I had the customer come in for fittings and all that good stuff. It absolutely was the case with the Mercy. I would not have taken the Mercy commission if she wasn't willing to come in for fittings, because it's a combined materials work with armor and fabric and various pieces that can flop around and be easily, if not completely fitted correctly, could be like disjointed. Oh well. That is what's going on with me. I will see you guys next week, and definitely more pictures. I think I'm gonna skip pictures this week again because it's just me fiddling with details, and I'm hoping next week I'll have actual pictures of someone in the costume, like fully in the costume. So look forward to that. See you guys next week. Good times to all. Hurrah! If you're looking for cosplay tutorials, I might have a few hundred. Anyway, if that interests you, hit that sub button.